Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It seems like friends are fighting, and that is Joe Biden and Zelensky. Let's see what's going on here. This article comes from Sputnik, which is a Russian media outlet, and this is the title. It's from today, the 31st of October 2022. Report claims that Biden lashed out at Zelensky for not being grateful enough for US aid. You think? I mean, you're dealing with Zelensky. What do you want? It's obvious. Since the beginning, did you hear how the Ukrainians are talking to the rest of the world, including Germany? Hey, you're not moving fast enough. You're not giving us the aid fast enough. You're moving too slow with 20 miles per hour on the Autobahn. That's what the ambassador, the Ukrainian ambassador, told the Germans. And now they jump at Biden's throat. I mean, Biden might be semi-conscious, but even if he sees this, which is, oh my God, a big deal, it tells you how obvious it should be for all of us and all of them. The problem is they cover for Zelensky. Why? Well, they don't want Jesus to come back and throw their tables up and around in the temple. Remember that one? With the money changers? So anyway, they cover for themselves. Since the beginning of the Russian special military operation in Ukraine, the US have delivered billions of dollars in military assistance to the Kiev regime. But it seems that Ukraine is still asking for more. Remember? There's a certain group, I learned it a while ago, that is like that. You help them, and you help them. And today, one of those guys come to you and say, hey, help me. Why don't you help me? And you say, hey, Moses, I helped you yesterday. I helped you 3 days ago. Last week, I helped you, Moses. And Moses is going to ask you, yes, but you didn't help me today. So, or what did you do for me today? Nothing. So you got to do it. You owe me. I owe you a slap, maybe. That's all I owe you. And you go back to where you came from. So this is the way it works. Someone said, a guy that I admire a lot, said, I can't give you the name, unfortunately. He said that these guys, like Zelensky, have a big flaw in their behavior. They're very smart, very sneaky, very cunning, and have a lot of chutzpah. The thing is, they have one big, downfall. And that is they start bragging at one point, or they become too obvious. And when they become too obvious, people start being fed up with this kind of behavior coming, and then they will act, unfortunately. So I think when you expand yourself or extend yourself too much, you become too obvious and too obnoxious for the people around. And they will, move away from you, and if you become too threatening, they will react. That's a normal, if you threaten, you're going to react to defend yourself, and things happen, unfortunately. So if you look, these guys are all already becoming too, I don't know how to put it, exaggerated. Look what happens, for instance, to, I'm just bringing it here because I think it's a good example, to Kanye West. That rapper that I don't care for. Look how he is methodically destroyed financially. Not by Adidas or by Gap or by JP Morgan. No. That's just the Ukraine of this war. It's just the Ukraine where you see where things occur. That's why you see JP Morgan. That's a reaction. Those were pressured into doing what they do. Adidas, Gap, to drop, what's his name, Kanye West. Who pressured them? The ones who are going to extend too much, and they will be too obvious for other people who had doubts to see what's going on here. The same. Zelensky dares, according to this article, which comes from some reports. I will read the reports and see if they're credible, because if it's just the Russians saying that, you got to take it with a little bit of reservation. But people will start seeing things. If you dare to bite the hand that feeds you billions of dollars without asking the population, who actually is going to be paying the bill for the so-called aid to your hanky-panky that we actually sponsor. I mean, hey, you forget who you are. You are just an executant here. You just work for us, being Biden and all that, which Biden in turn worked for other interests. There's three mainly, okay? So you are just a pawn here. Do your job, I'm doing my job. Don't overstep your little condition that you are allowed to have, which is just play your game, come in front of the TV, talk very nicely like me, like that, all right? Or all kind of videos and pictures that he's very involved in the military operation of Ukraine anyway. So you do your little skit over there, as a, whatever you are, and then that's it. That's it. Don't even dare. And I'm playing my game here as Biden and giving you money from these tards. Okay? So, US President Joe Biden raised his voice. Oh man, what happened with this? As Volodymyr Zelensky during their phone conversation as the Ukrainian president, the president of Ukraine, was asking for additional aid, source told US media. He's gonna ask, what did you do for me today? You didn't do anything for me today. The report suggested that right after Biden confirmed he had approved a $1 billion aid package, Zelensky started listing all the help he needed, but was not receiving. This infuriated Biden, who raised his voice to reprimand Zelensky, saying that the Ukraine leader could show a little more gratitude. He doesn't know what that is. The report also suggested that the relations between the two presidents only got better after Kiev went into damage control mode, with Zelensky praising the US for its generosity in weapons deliveries and financial aid. Yeah, sometimes you pull back and try again. If you are kicked out of the house through the door, you try to come in through the window. At the same time, other reports say that there were tensions between Kiev and Washington on several occasions. I know at least one. After Zelensky publicly said that the American assistance is not sufficient for Ukraine or slow, causing discontent in the White House. Well, the same thing they claim to everybody. If you don't help me, you are guilty of the blood that the Ukrainian nation, sheds. The amount of US aid to Kiev is unclear, but reports suggest it is between $16 billion and $40 billion, meaning that Ukraine may be the biggest recipient of American aid in the 21st century. However, the massive assistance package have left many Americans dissatisfied, you think. And it's not only because the policies regarding the military aid may also change after the midterm, as the Republicans are projected to take control of the House of Representatives and have a strong position in the Senate race. No, nothing's gonna change, you tards. Again, they think this is real, what's going on. No, they have the same sponsors. When this guy come over there, they're gonna follow and continue the same policies that the Pentagon, the guys with the guns, and the intelligence agencies will tell them to do, because they know better. So what they're talking about is not them are gonna change what. And even if you're gonna make some statements, you're gonna change them the next day. Because, hey, you misinterpreted my statements. No, we didn't. We know exactly what you said. It's plain over there, plain and simple. So the thing here that I wanted to interject at one point, it was when it says that the American aid of the biggest recipient of American aid in 21st century. However, the massive assistance package has left many Americans dissatisfied. I think for two reasons, or at least I can claim two reasons. One, I don't think that what's going on in Ukraine is just so simple. Oh, the Russians want to kill Ukrainians and want to take over Ukraine. That's bullshit. Let's start with that one. So I understand the motive that these guys come and tell us that we should just pay the bill. For that, I disagree with that. I don't buy that a bit. Could be a reason. Somewhere small, somewhere over there. There are many others. And the main one is Russia must be destroyed by these guys and those guys. That's the main reason. Ukraine is just where it happens, where they try to drain it out of resources. That's what is going on. So I don't like the lie, I think. That's how I interpret it. It will help them because the poor Ukrainians are attacked by Russians. Yes, they're attacked by Russians, but why? Because the poor Ukrainians were attacking the Russians over there since 2014, weren't they? I didn't hear about those breakaway republics attacking Kiev, trying to go and get Kiev, but I heard the other way around. And that's a fact, it's not my interpretation. So you sent your armies and tanks to kill those guys, what would you do? I mean, I gave you many analogies and examples. So in this case, I'm not convinced that we fight for really the good. The good should be no war over there, those guys should talk, and you guys get the fuck out of the whole thing. But the problem is not like that. That's the first one. And the second one, I haven't been asked. That's maybe first, I'm not convinced with what you're saying at all. And the second one, you made decisions without asking me, important decisions that could blow up the world. I dislike that as well. So these are the main reasons why some public, at least I'm part of the public, so I can express them, where I'm not very convinced what's going on. And the second one, you took money from my banking account to pay for something I might have questions or might not support as much or the way you want me to support it, okay? So you, by being voted over there for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, whatever your term would be, in this case 4 years, right? You, Biden, but it's not Biden, it's many others, there's senators, there's the representatives and so on, and the government, the regime, let's put it this way, that make the decisions, the departments. No, you didn't ask me at all. You have like a blank check to do whatever you want for 4 years, and after 4 years I'm going to vote other idiots sold to the same master, sponsored by the same master? No. So yes, you got that right. You can say, well, it comes from Sputnik. If it's true, or if I say it, or if I see it as true, I will say it. I mean, stop that war, get your fucking toys back. Those guys can discuss things. And they already discussed in 2014 and 15. Who destroyed the whole thing for 8 years? Who? The ones who wanted what's going on here in Ukraine at this point. Do you think they're going to want to stop that? No, because they wanted to get Russia exactly where they wanted. And they tried many more times before. Starting with Caucasus, remember? And that you can take not only Transnistria. Transnistria was a different story. But the two Chechen wars, get the Georgian Saakashvili's BS, right? Then take Syria. They all tried to pull these guys in. And they didn't. They didn't bite. In Syria, said, well, we're going to intervene, but a different way. And now they got him to Ukraine. What were the Russians supposed to do? Just take it like a whore? Okay, put your nuclear weapons next to my border in Ukraine. And if you say yes, okay, that means it's a fair game to me put my weapons in, let's say, Mexico. Or, I don't know, Honduras or Cuba. And then if you have any issues with that, I would like to hear them. Unless you tell me because we say so. Because that's the way it is. I got this one, you shut the fuck up and move on. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.